what you gon' do? Better run for shelter, cause it's all about the you. Giving straight pressure, that ain't nothing brand new. Grinding for the prize, cause it's all about the you. One-on-one, we the hottest team under the sun. We bringing back that grit, things about to get lit. You know how we coming. Ain't no new discovery. Come across that middle, you gon' need a long recovery. They asking if the U is back. Now we back to work, state of Miami intact. Crystal ball is back. Green tree is rocking. Don't need no beat. When we run through that smoke, you gon' feel that defeat. Category 5, what you gon' do? Better run for shelter, cause it's all about the you. Giving straight pressure, that ain't nothing brand new. Grinding for the prize, cause it's all about the you. This ain't no fraternity, but we straight steppers. We bringing that heat, nobody doing it better. Your record got you flying high, make your wings stop, no lemon pepper. Orange and green is on top, the recruits know it's a new era. College game day at the route, we bout whatever. We a family, a real tribe, championships the vibe. You see the U on the helmet, you know the vibe. We stay swagged out, putting y'all to shame, no surprise. Category 5, what you gon' do? Better run for shelter, cause it's all about the you. Giving straight pressure, that ain't nothing brand new. Grinding for the prize, cause it's all about the you. Championships the motto. 83, 87, 89, 91, 2001. We about to get us another one. Let's have some fun. Let's go. We bleed this orange and green. Don't get this confused. We working. Go run for shelter, cause we coming. It's a cane thing, y'all wouldn't even understand. Yeah. Let's go. Category 5, what you gon' do? Better run for shelter, cause it's all about the you. Giving straight pressure, that ain't nothing brand new. Grinding for the prize, cause it's all about the you. It's all about the you. It's all about the you. What you gon' do? Better run for shelter, cause it's all about the you. Giving straight pressure, that ain't nothing brand new. Grinding for the prize, cause it's all about the you. One-on-one, we the hottest team under the sun. We bringing back that grit, things about to get lit. You know how we coming. Ain't no new discovery. Come across that middle, you gon' need a long recovery. They asking if the U is back. Now we back to work, state of Miami intact. Crystal ball is back. Green tree is rocking. Don't need no beat. When we run through that smoke, you gon' feel that defeat. Category 5, what you gon' do? Better run for shelter, cause it's all about the you. Giving straight pressure, that ain't nothing brand new. Grinding for the prize, cause it's all about the you. This ain't no fraternity, but we straight steppers. We bringing that heat, nobody doing it better. Your record got you flying high, make your wings stop, no lemon pepper. Orange and green is on top, the recruits know it's a new era. College game day at the route, we bout whatever. We a family, a real tribe, championships the vibe. You see the U on the helmet, you know the vibe. We stay swagged out, putting y'all to shame, no surprise. Category 5, what you gon' do? Better run for shelter, cause it's all about the you. Giving straight pressure, that ain't nothing brand new. Grinding for the prize, cause it's all about the you. Championships the motto. 83, 87, 89, 91, 2001. We about to get us another one. Let's have some fun. Let's go. We bleed this orange and green. Don't get this confused. We working. Go run for shelter, cause we coming. It's a cane thing, y'all wouldn't even understand. Yeah. Category 5, what you gon' do? Better run for shelter, cause it's all about the you. Giving straight pressure, that ain't nothing brand new. Grinding for the prize, cause it's all about the you. It's all about the you. It's all about the you.
Yo, 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 what's going on, Miami Hurricanes fans? Happy Sunday night. Let's go. We made it through another week. Add another tally mark in the W column for the Canes, and we're feeling pretty good. We're 4-0, undefeated, and there are a lot of other Florida-based teams. A lot of other Florida-based teams that cannot say the same right now. I appreciate y'all for jumping into another late night Canes talk on this Sunday night. We're going to talk about some program history that was made in the USF game. We're going to talk about the USF game just a little bit. Not too much more, but a little bit more. Are y'all still going at it with Bulls fans on social media? Are you guys still going back and forth, or have you called it? Are you done?
To wear the U on the side of your helmet.
Free the stone.
Free the stone. It'd be great. It'd be great, Melissa. It's going to get to the point where people are going to start thinking that I'm faking it because it hasn't come out yet. I'm supposed to call the doctor tomorrow because I'm going to run out of the medication they gave me, the Flomax, if it doesn't pass by tomorrow. And I don't know. What's the holdup? I don't know what the holdup is. Melissa, thank you for the 2. I just want it out. Get it out of me. Melissa, I appreciate you. It's good to see you guys. Let's see what Keith has to say here right quick. I'm 52 years old, and I'm proud that they're doing well finally. But you have cancer and throat, spine, lungs, and liver. You've been battling for the past 3 years. Don't remember, but the U helps me out a lot. Absolutely, man. That's the thing. Football can be an escape, right, Keith? Hopefully everything goes okay for you, my man. I'm sure that's very tough. Not sure. I know that's definitely got to be tough. But you got family here. You got Canes family here. And obviously, we welcome you here in this community. Happy to have you here. Yo, man, hey, it's one of them things. Like I said, football can be a great distraction. It's been a great distraction for me. So just know you got family here, man. You got family here, bro, and we got you. We got you, Keith. Let me give some shout-outs to people that were here. Patty was here first. Randy, what's going on? Savage Moon, Cane Up, Hurricane B. You told me about that 50 burger. You did, and they did it. I didn't think they could, and they did it. Tropical in here, Jay Active. I appreciate y'all. Mike Jeezy, Salty Dion, Cage, what's up, man? Crip in the building, Michael. Every time I start naming people, I'm like, oh, shoot. I shouldn't have did that because then I feel like people are going to be upset if I skip them. Reprieve, Steve, what's up? But I see y'all. You getting ready for bed? I get it. Hey, I go to bed at 4 o'clock in the morning. It is what it is. I'm a little crazy. So let's dive straight into it. We don't play around too much in these. We just jump right in. Let me set Melissa atop her throne here. So are y'all still engaging with USF fans though, for real, or not? I spoke my piece. I kind of got all of it out of my system this morning. There were a few more receipts that I wanted to drop, but to be honest, I really didn't. I maybe did like 5 or 6. Okay, maybe like 7 or 8. But I didn't go too much deeper than that. I picked the ones that were really bold with their predictions and the ones that guaranteed a victory. And I did also call out the ones that were calling out Miami fans, though. There were a lot of USF fans that were all of a sudden backpedaling and saying, well, I'm spending time with my family. Miami fans don't know nothing about that. That's why they're on Twitter typing.
Melissa's play halfback past the stone.
Halfback past the stone. Drop a gal, thank you for the 305. I appreciate you. I'll sit you atop your throne. We have a question to start the stream. Great. This is great news. We have a question to start tonight's stream. Let's see how people feel about it. Uncle Lou would like to know. Hello, Uncle Lou. Well, do you guys remember that I actually bought Uncle Lou a trophy a couple of years ago, and it was for being the biggest closet Miami Hurricanes fan? I know Uncle Lou loves him some Miami football, and you're not really going to hear him admit it You know, most likely, maybe he will. I don't know, especially after this season, if Miami continues to do what they're doing. But I know Uncle Lou loves some Miami football. I know he does. And he wants to see them be successful. So Uncle Lou says, who is more backer between Miami and Tennessee? Great question. Great question, Lou. The funny thing is, all joking aside, as much as outside fans jump in and say, ha ha, Miami thinks they're back. Ha ha, yeah, Miami, you're back. Most of the fans aren't saying that. You want to know what the fans are saying? You want to know what the fans are saying? Where is it? I saw it. Right there. That's what Miami fans are saying. Yeah, we're going to talk trash. Yeah, we're pretty happy. But we ain't back until we win a national championship. Period. Tennessee, though, Lou, man. Tennessee's doing some stuff. All my family is Tennessee fans. That makes a ton of sense, right? Because I live in Tennessee. And all I hear is Nico this, Nico that. Hype-le this, hype-le that. Good grief, man. I get it. I guess that's what it's like for people who aren't Miami fans, hearing us talk about Miami. So I guess I'm getting a taste of what these other fan bases are getting from us. And it's what I'm getting from my family members that are Tennessee Volunteer fans, because they are, ooh. The thing is, let's be real. Come on. When are they going to crap the bed? When's it coming? I give Nico a lot of credit. Tennessee they're putting up a lot of points. But when is it going to happen? When's it going to happen? Yeah, okay, even giving us some credit. Giving us some credit. All right. I actually appreciate that. Yeah, Miami fans are like we're at a point to where we're obviously excited. Like we have a quarterback, we're going to talk about it tonight, who's putting up crazy numbers. Almost 1,500 passing yards in 4 games, only 2 interceptions, 14 touchdowns. We're talking about a guy who is as advertised, and a guy who is basically, let's not sugarcoat it, basically an NFL quarterback in a college uniform. But we'll get into that a little bit deeper here in a bit. But we know we haven't beat anybody. We know that. We ain't worried about it. What's up, Daytime Chiefs? Putting up video game numbers, right? Somewhat lightens the blow of losing Cam next year. What is it? Hit me with it. One game at a time. Absolutely. Absolutely. So I spoke my piece, man, on USF. It is definitely time to move on Virginia Tech because it is a short week. We got a 7:30 p.m. kickoff this Friday night at Hard Rock Stadium. Hopefully Canes fans that are able to make it to the game, show support for the team if you can. But I do want to touch on some things that happened this weekend. We'll also get to the AP Top 25. The Canes might have moved up a little bit. True. The impact on recruiting is massive. Going to be massive. Yep. He's just stat padding for the NFL. As long as he's doing it at Miami, I don't care. That's fine. Pad them stats. That's cool with me. Going to be there Friday. Let's go, Michael. Melissa's going to be there. Heck yeah. All right, so let's jump over here. Just a little bit of a recap of some of the things that did happen at the USF game. Miami breaking another record. Most points scored through 4 games in program history at 209. You love to see it. Absolutely love to see it. Not only that, hold up. There's more. There's more. Longest run from scrimmage in program history. I was not aware of this. 91-yard touchdown run from Jordan Lyle, the freshman. You love this. You love to see this, man, because
This is what it takes.
we're wanting to hang on to these guys, and them getting playtime early is huge.
South Florida Bulls, huh? Thought you were going to upset us? Ha ha ha. Fans kept throwing the U down in the stands.
Yep.
Well, guess what? Fuck the Bulls. Melt to asses. Ha ha ha. I love it. Go Kings.
Me too. Now, isn't it funny, though, Ain't Kane? how so many of them then, and I said that I'd spoke my piece, but like, give me a second. Now you're getting me riled back up again here. Thank you for the big 20. The funniest thing I saw on social media was the USF fans that were pulling the whole, we don't care about the game now. There was a guy who I retweeted his tweet, and he said, Miami fans are up tweeting at me at 1 o'clock in the morning, and all I'm trying to do is enjoy a beer with my dad because I have better things to do. My life doesn't revolve around football. And I quote tweeted that guy, and I said, oh, really? Because if this were flipped, if USF had beat Miami, you would be tweeting us, tagging Miami fans at 1 o'clock in the morning while drinking that beer with your dad. Would you not? Guess who got blocked? Like, come on. That's why I say, like, they literally, guys, listen, they literally took it off the TV because USF was getting beat so bad. They said, we better swap it to another game. You can't make this stuff up. Nobody is saying that, like, they have to do any certain thing. It's just, don't backpedal like that and then call out Miami fans afterwards for being too much into football. My life doesn't revolve around the game. I have a family. Okay, so do we. We just love football, and we wanted to fire back with you, and now that you lost, we're moving on. We're moving on. That's what this fan base does, is we move on. Okay. All right. Heard that before. We've been in their shoes. We have. As much as it hurts to say that, we have been in their shoes. We know what it's like to hype up our team and want to believe so much that we actually kind of become a bit delusional, and we think that we can manifest it and will it into existence. And when it doesn't happen, you get a little butthurt. That's exactly what happened to them. It's exactly what happened to them. But longest run from scrimmage for a touchdown, man, 91 yards from Jordan Lyle. Absolutely love to see that. I also wanted to show the clip where we continue to see Cam Ward trolling the defense, talking a little trash, and this is definitely our quarterback, Canes fans. He did it again. He did it against Florida, and he now did it against USF, where he's so confident in this offense, in the O-line, the running backs. He is literally telling them, here is where we're going to run the ball. He's literally telling them, hey, USF, right here. The ball is going right here. Hey, guys, we're putting the ball right here. And I love it. Obviously, this isn't nearly as cool if we don't score. But the times he's done it, we've put it in the end zone. So you know what? It makes it pretty darn cool, doesn't it? What I think is really awesome is we're setting it up here. This is a big brain move from Cam Ward. And look, jawing it up. Let's go. I love it. Again, we're the jerks again. We're the villains. We are the bad guys. What I love is he's setting this up to potentially mess with the team. Imagine here we fake the handoff and Cam Ward rolls to the outside and walks in untouched for a touchdown. So there's a huge opportunity here once we get into ACC play, because believe it or not, it might sound silly, but they do pay attention to these things. So it's very possible that this could set up something in the future, which would be freaking hilarious. How funny would that be? So Cam Ward continuing just to go on an absolute tear, doing his thing. I also had to show this clip because Dirty Bird, I know Dirty Bird, he follows the channel here, good guy. He put this clip up on Twitter. Wow. Wow. That's a lot of, why are so many people leaving? I thought that Randy told me that their fans were extremely loyal, and no matter how many points they go down, they would be there to support the team. So why are they leaving? Anyways, I'm going to leave it alone. But I just thought I would share that clip. And I love, he said, Miami and empty stadiums has a whole new meaning this season. It does. Everybody wants to make attendance jokes. Bring them on. Because Miami is emptying stadiums this season. We drained the swamp. And USF fans hit the door in the fourth. What's going on? I know, man. There was a strong showing of Miami fans there. Strong showing of Miami fans. One other clip that I did want to share. This is, again, not my clip. This is from New Era Prep. She covers the Miami Hurricanes. She writes some articles and posts some stuff on Twitter. So check her out. It's at Era Prep. But this was super important and a really big deal to me. Listen to what Mario Cristobal is saying at the end of the game to the players. Listen to this.
Go thank our people first, though. Go thank our people. Hey, go thank our people. Go thank our people. Hey, Coop. Hey, Ron. Hey, go thank our people.
Now, see, when you hear him yelling Coop, he's not talking to Inez Cooper. He was actually yelling for me, but he forgot that I couldn't make it to that game. So he didn't know. He forgot that I wasn't there. I'll play it again here. This is him telling the players, go thank the fans. He knows how important the fans are and how big of a role we play in supporting the team. And so many fans traveled to watch this game. And he's saying, go thank them. Go, guys, go thank the fans. First, go thank the fans.
Go thank our people. Hey, go thank our people. Go thank our people. Hey, Coop. Hey, Ron.
Yep.
Hey, go thank our people.
Absolutely freaking love it, man. He's been so hyped and so pumped up these past few games because he's had a vision in mind. He knows what he wants this thing to be, but he knew it was going to take time, and he's been open about it. And trust me, the journey is far from over. We're just getting started in 2024, but you have to love it for this guy because we can all admit, no matter how critical we are, he works really hard. Mario works really freaking hard, and he cares about Miami, and the hard work is paying off this season. So very, very happy. Very, very happy for him, man, with all that work and stuff that he's putting in. Show the Ward, no, finger clip. I'll have to find it. I did have it. And I know you guys are talking about the turnover chain. Hey, that was cool when Moo Young went over to the crowd and, you know, he grabbed the Dime Life turnover chain from a fan and he put it on. But let me ask you something. You guys don't actually want the turnover chain back, right? Because I'm seeing a lot of fans. I'm not judging you if you do. If you do, you do. It's not about if you think he would bring it back or not. I think that's out of the question. That would not happen. I'm just asking you as a fan, would you want the chain to come back? Me personally, no, I would not. I'm not saying that the chain is not cool. Coop, you used to pull it out and be like, yo, the turnover chain. But that was then. That was a different coaching staff. That was a whole different era. I have no interest in it coming back. It was just a cool little moment, you know, that happened. Would I want it back? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. And a lot of you, see, we're split. We're split. See? Third Degree says, yes, I want it back. Angel Serrano says, if we beat the crap out of Duke, they should wear it. Okay, well, hold on a minute. Brian says no. Melissa says no. Thomas wants it. I saw a lot of Miami fans on Twitter saying, bring back the chain. Please bring back the chain, because they're saying now it would be cool again if they had it. It's not about if Mario would or wouldn't, because he's not. Let's just be honest. We know he's not. But I might, nah. Even if Miami were to go to the playoffs this year. Let's say Miami wins the ACC championship and go to the playoffs. Coop, bring it back next year. It'll be hype. Nah. Daytime Cheese wants it back. Might be motivation. Yeah, see, if I have just no interest at all. No interest at all in bringing it back. It doesn't even cross my mind. Yep. Yeah, see, people are split. Bring it back. It shows. It shows that it is worth discussing because people are 50-50 on it. So we'll move on. Look, I'm going to close all the USF stuff. Closed. Close. We're moving on. All right. So with that being said, this was a hot topic last week. How are we feeling? Miami moves up one spot to number 7. What do we think? If we look at this, right? Take a look at the list. So who do they have above Miami right now? Texas won 51-3 over LA Monroe. They stick to that number 1 spot, and they are going to be there. Georgia had a bye week, so they stay put there at number 2. Ohio State beat Marshall 49-14 at number 3. Overrated. Bama had a bye week. They are there at number 4. Tennessee at 5. They beat Oklahoma, but not by a lot. 25-15, but that was a ranked opponent. So understandable. They're doing big things, especially offensively. They're putting up massive numbers. Ole Miss beats Georgia Southern 52-13 at 6. And then we have Miami at 7. So what do y'all think? Do you think this is fair? Do you say, I don't care about the numbers, Coop? That's fine. That's fine too. Tech fan here. Can Miami beat Georgia? I have no idea. No idea. Ole Miss overrated. A lot of people not happy with Ole Miss being at 6. I think this is a fair spot. All these teams minus Tennessee up to Miami played cupcakes. USF was Miami's toughest test so far, but still we're not talking about a big opponent at the end of the day. We gave them a little bit of credit, but they're a G5 school. So Texas cupcake, Ohio State cupcake, Ole Miss cupcake. I'm fine with it. Miami, kind of technically cupcake. This makes a ton of sense. I mean, we are the number 7 ranked team in the country 4 weeks into the season. I can't complain. I'm with that crowd that says, whatever. It's cool, though. Yeah, it's cool to be a top 10 team. You know? I'm not complaining. You don't think we beat most teams up there? That's what's interesting to look at. Could Miami realistically compete with any of those top 6 teams in front of us? Do you guys think so? Because I think we can compete with Oregon, Penn State, some of these other teams behind us. I absolutely believe Miami can. What about the teams in front of us, though? And I know, Coop, you're getting ahead of yourself. No, we're just having fun. We're just discussing it. I don't know. It'd be fun to watch. A lot of you guys saying we beat the dog piss out of Bama. Uh-oh. Our offense can compete with any team. Okay, everybody's saying Bama. Miami versus Tennessee in the ACC championship game. Oh, I would love that. I would love nothing more than that. Inhuman says yes. Dion, yeah. Okay. Yeah, what's a little disappointing, Josh, is at the moment, unless something changes, we only have one ranked opponent that we're going to be playing. Louisville. That's it. And they just took down Georgia Tech. We'll talk about the ACC a little bit more in depth here in a moment, since ACC play is about to be here. But we only have one other ranked opponent on our schedule who is currently sitting at 15, and it's still several weeks out. So anything could happen. But hopefully, honestly, Louisville continues to do well because I would love an undefeated Miami versus Louisville matchup. That would be so sick because a lot of people are picking them or Clemson to be in the ACC championship game. So that's going to be a good one. Louisville's got Notre Dame this week. That'll be a fun one. That'll be a fun one. Can Miami take down Colorado? RG3 said Deion Sanders is the face of college football. Miami would destroy Colorado.
This is what it takes to wear the U.
And I can say that with full confidence. Am I right?
UGA and Bama play this weekend. UGA will be down to 5 or 6 after that game. OSU real test doesn't come until the Oregon game. OSU plays MSU and Iowa next.
Brew, thank you for the Big Ten. I appreciate you. I know that Bama Georgia showdown. Uh-oh. I'll be watching that. We might go live for it. It's SEC, so I don't know if people would want to hang out, but we might go live for it because Miami plays Friday. So what if we go live for a top 5 matchup on Saturday because somebody's got to lose? That's going to open up some room, is it not? Either Georgia's going to lose or Bama's going to lose. Wait. You guys don't actually think that Miami would lose to Colorado, right? Hold up. Let me scroll up. I'm getting way off track here, but hold on. Okay, good. No. Colorado has no defense, and our D-line would destroy Shadur. Would not be fair. Well, life ain't fair. What's up, Duck? Okay, I thought I was reading you guys said that we couldn't hang with Colorado. I was about to be really upset. Yeah, that's such a... No. There ain't no way. There ain't no way. They would find a way to score some points. But no, Miami would not lose to Colorado, bro. There just ain't no way. They had their moments. Yo, you got to be careful with Colorado fans. You're right, though. Purified Intel. I've seen how Colorado fans act on Coach Hayes' streams because Coach Hayes kind of does, Miami and Colorado. Those seem to be his two main focus teams. Man, I cannot speak tonight. I've seen how they act. No, thank you. No, thank you. No, and I mean, that's right. That is true, Katie. It's just, I still feel like you can look at how the team is playing overall, even against inferior opponents. You can't come out and say because you're 4-0 and you beat the teams we've beaten that you can comfortably say Miami would beat Texas or Georgia. But you can kind of look at how they're playing ball, just like how everyone wants to talk about Miami's played nobody, and what are you doing at number 7? And then Texas beats L.A. Monroe. Ole Miss beats Georgia Southern. They played cupcakes as well. Talking about just this past week specifically. So we'll see. We'll see. It was also interesting because the coaches poll came out. And they now have Miami in the top 10 at number 9. Now, they do still have Miami behind Oregon and behind Penn State, which is very interesting. Very, very interesting. Yeah, see, Miami used to, escaping with a win is still, one of those scenarios where it's like, oh, thank goodness we didn't lose. But it's a bad look overall. When you're beating USF by 35, when you're beating Florida the way that we did and the other teams, it's a good look. It's still a good look. Virginia Tech could get interesting. And what I mean by interesting is, we could blow the doors off of that team. They've lost to Rutgers. They've lost to Vandy. But we're going to get their best game. And Drones is another dual threat guy. But also, to be fair, Brown was a dual threat guy. And thankfully, Miami was able to contain him. That's something that in the past, even when we knew it was coming, let's be honest, Miami has struggled against dual threat guys. Brown is a pretty darn good quarterback when it comes to running the ball. He couldn't run it on the Canes. So I'm not super concerned about that aspect of the Virginia Tech game. I'm really not. They take Mario into consideration. I mean, I get it. It makes sense. It makes sense. I did want to show Cam Ward's total numbers that we're looking at so far this season. You can't deny how impressive this is, regardless of opponent. 4 games in, 1,439 yards, 14 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, one of which, by the way, is up for debate. You've heard many people talk about it. Was it an interception? Was it more so a fumble? Did Jacoby George kind of secure it, move around, and then it flew out of his hands? Whatever the case is, it's ruled an interception, so 2 interceptions. Yo, you cannot complain with these numbers here. This is insane. This is insane. Where does Cam go in the draft, in your opinion? Well, maybe the Dolphins if they keep sucking. What did they say? Tank for Cam? Tank for Ward? Yeah. But just insane numbers. Cam Ward definitely so far is as advertised. I think that even when he's going up against these ACC opponents, once we get into conference play, I don't think that you're going to see a shift or a change in his attitude or the way that he plays football. That's just how he plays football. He's calm, cool, collected, doesn't get down on himself if he makes a mistake. He runs to the sideline, watches film, jumps right back in there. Love this guy. So freaking thankful that we have him on our team. And he is a fit for Miami, like we said, where he likes to run his mouth a bit. Honestly, he's a perfect fit for Miami. Absolutely love it. I could just sit here and stare at these numbers. Ward has exceeded your expectations. Yeah, because think, the entire country a couple weeks ago was saying, well, I guess we're going to see Miami might be getting a bust of a quarterback. Now the entire country, you see all these lists. Okay, who's on the Heisman watch list? Every list has Cam Ward in their top 3. All of them. So I would say it's early, but I would also say, hey, we might have made out all right. We might have made out all right with this one. So let's get into it. What I wanted to talk about was the fact that the ACC schedule is finally here. So all this talk about who has Miami played, the Canes haven't played anyone. Well, it's time to start playing some teams. And by playing them, I mean not even saying there's that many good ACC teams right now. But the level of competition is jumping up.
To wear the U on the side of your helmet.
For sure.
Hi, Coop. Still supporting you in the Canes, but been
Don.
busy moving to South Carolina from the 305.
Ooh.
Loving the U in the top 10.
Yo, that's a big move, Don. We actually talked about you last night. We were talking about the squad. No, Friday, excuse me. We were talking about who all was hanging out with us for the Clemson game last year. And I mentioned you. You were there with us. We witnessed the Clemson victory together. Don, thank you for the Big Ten. If it's not like too personal, what was up with the move from 305 to South Carolina? Yo, that's a big time move. Thank you, Don. I appreciate you. I've heard there's a serious amount of Canes fans up there. What competition into ACC? I mean, you're not wrong to an extent. So the ACC schedule is here. Virginia Tech, don't forget, is Friday night. So the world will be watching. 7:30 kickoff. We get them at home at least. This is not in Blacksburg. Then we travel to Cal, and then we have a bye week, and then we really get into it. But what's interesting is just the landscape of just ACC football, because everybody had Georgia Tech as this big contender, and now here they are with 2 conference losses. Florida State, obviously, 1-2. Syracuse, 1-1. When you're looking at it, it's tough to read it right now just because it's still so early. We're talking purely conference wins and losses here, not total. It really right now looks like Louisville, Clemson, and Miami, just based on how teams have played so far, would be the top dogs. Because everyone was doing the same thing with Cal, and Cal just lost to a team that lost to Memphis, a team that lost to Navy. I'm just saying. So, and it's tough to say, like, where's NC State stand? Of course they get blown out by Tennessee. They're not going to be as good as Tennessee. I can't believe that they thought they could hang with the Vols. It really seems to be Louisville, Clemson, and Miami. Who else would you guys think is a top ACC team right now? What do you think? Are you feeling better, though? No. I mean, yes and no. The kidney stone still hasn't come out. All right, Mr. Ambassador. I got my eye on you. This doesn't say a whole lot, right? Because, I mean, you got to look over here. Here's the overall. Here's the overall. Because, you know, if you're looking at overall, Duke is 4-0. Now, the details matter. Some context here. They've had some games that probably shouldn't have been close that were, but they've survived. You know, Pitt's 4-0. I do not want to hear a thing about North Carolina. Were the rumors true about Mac Brown? I didn't have an opportunity to verify that. Is he actually retiring? If Mac Brown is retiring, I'm pissed. Is he actually retiring, or was that a meme? Okay. They were just trolling. Okay. Mac Brown says he's not retiring after emotional locker room speech. Okay, good. Because we need to beat him. We need to beat him. He's got that shit-eating grin. That little smirk every time they're at midfield. So we got to beat him. But, yo, after James Madison put up 70 on them, they're not on our schedule, but I'm just talking about ACC, like where we think some of these teams stand. Forget about it. So some people are saying maybe Boston College, and I think you're on to something. I think you're on to something with their head coach, possibly. But what's interesting is we don't want to have a big head. But when you look at Miami's schedule, the ACC opponents, outside of traveling to Cal and playing a ranked Louisville team, I want your in-the-moment reaction now. Do any of these ACC teams worry you? Judgment-free zone. I'm talking about the ones that are on our schedule based on what you've seen 4 weeks in. Because I think it's safe to say the answer would be no. And should be no. And should be no. Just because, again, Virginia Tech with losses to Vandy and Rutgers.
This is what it takes.
Cal just lost to Florida State.
To wear the U.
Yo, bro,
on the side of your
listen.
helmet.
Open the phone lines.
We'll
raising
do it.
hands, light skin tone, raising 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 hands, light
Let me get
skin
some water.
tone,
Hold
raising
on.
hands, light skin tone, raising 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 hands, light skin tone.
This is what it takes. To wear the U on the side of your helmet.
Yo,
This is what it takes.
Venom. Thank you for the 10
to
straight to
you.
the PayPal. Appreciate you.
your
If you
helmet.
type a message, I'll
Watch
pin it
out
up.
for cues.
I mean, they won't overlook them. They'll take them serious, but I'm not super concerned just because of beating Georgia Tech and what they've done so far. But I see what you're getting at. Thank you, Brew, for the 2. Venom, thank you for the 10. If you want to type a message in the chat, Venom, that was straight to PayPal, so I appreciate that. You can drop it in the chat, and I'll pin it up. Thank you, bro. You can amend your 10-2 prediction. Absolutely not. Nope. Full season predictions are totally different than week-to-week predictions. When you lock in your full season prediction, you have to keep it. You make that before games are played, and that's just the way they work. That's the rules. But no, I mean, Cal, again, when we're talking about this, people say, well, Coop, don't overlook them. Again, it's not my job to worry about the team overlooking or not overlooking another squad that they're playing. They're not going to do that. We have to assume that they're not. So I'm just talking about what we've seen them do so far. Would I be worried about them, like to the point of where I might give Miami an L in a prediction? Virginia Tech? No. Cal? No. If you're asking me today. Louisville? Let's see how this plays out, right? Florida State? No. Duke? No. Georgia Tech? No. Wake Forest? No. Syracuse? No. Could be sneaky, I get it, but I'm just saying. The only point I'm trying to make here is the ACC games are starting this week, and I'm super pumped and excited because we're actually playing some more Power 4 teams. So let's see what excuses opposing teams' fans come up with if we start winning these as well. We already know the schedule overall is somewhat soft, but we just got to play the team that's in front of us. We already know that. Right? Clemson has them fruity colors. Purple and orange. But yeah, Cal has an extra week. You're right. Cal does have an extra week to prep for us. Did they just have an uh-oh game against Florida State? Did they just have a bad day? I don't know, because Florida State's pretty freaking bad. And if you let them beat you, I think that says a lot. BT always plays this tough. Yeah, I mean, Virginia Tech's going to give us all they got. For sure. What's up, Straight Street 6? You're just excited because the games count? Yeah. It'd be one less thing if Miami comes out and starts winning the conference games. It's one less thing that people can be like, ha ha. Not that we care. Again, if we're winning, who cares? But talking about Virginia Tech, opening lines here, Miami is a 17.5-point favorite. I would say that I'm shocked that it's not a little bit more, but this makes sense because, again, it's a jump up in the caliber of opponent. So Miami was favored by 16.5 against USF, and that jumps up 1 point against Virginia Tech. A 17.5-point favorite, over under at 55.5. So about the same as USF, correct, but 10 points total less with the over-under at 55.5. And I said before that I gave maybe Virginia Tech a little too much credit in the offseason because I thought they were going to be better than what they are. I did. And that Rutgers game, man, they tried to come back. Virginia Tech put up 16 in the fourth quarter. But it was too little too late. Only gave up 10 in the second half to Rutgers, but gave up 16 in the first half. How many, has Drones been tearing it up on the ground? Or no? Has he been running a lot? I haven't got to watch them as much as I want. .209. 52 carries, though. 52 carries for 209 yards and 2 touchdowns on the ground. He's got a little less than a 60% completion percentage. Almost as many interceptions as touchdowns. 4 touchdowns to 3 picks. And he's been sacked 8 times so far. Miami can probably get half the amount of total sacks they've had in all their games in one game on Friday. That's a real possibility. This isn't a full Virginia Tech preview, by the way. It's more so just kind of looking ahead, just kind of getting an idea at what we're dealing with. It's going to be a fun game. We might get 8 sacks. Oh, Robert, thank you for the sub. You like BC over Virginia Tech? Yeah, probably. Yeah, I would say so. You think Bane or Brown will be good? Brown, probably not. But they're hoping Bane will be good. Doesn't mean it'll happen just because they're hoping. But they're hoping that Bane will be okay. Hopefully everybody's okay, man. We had a lot of people cramping and we had some other issues and stuff. But for the most part, they're all right. They're battling through it. Yep, Rivers. Yeah, we have some guys that are down. We have some guys that are down for sure. But I'm excited, man. I don't like that it's a Friday night game. I don't like the short weeks. I don't like the weekday games. There's just bad juju. There's just real bad juju surrounding that. But I'm confident that this team will be mentally prepared. I've said it over and over again so far this season. I don't expect them to overlook a team. They weren't overlooking USF in the first half. USF just went tempo. They threw some things at Miami. And really, when you break down the USF game, even though a lot of people were panicking because it was too close for comfort going into halftime, Miami was in a good spot. When we're talking about a crazy chain of events for the touchdown they got off the trick play and then field goals. So we were literally, you guys can vouch for the people that were in the stream. A bunch of people kept saying, why are people panicking? We're good. We're good. What's up, Justin? 5 of 8, huh? That's pretty good. Yeah, and the onside kick was pretty ballsy. I got to give Alex Golish some credit there. That was pretty ballsy. But I like that level of aggression. Especially when you're like the underdog and you come out swinging like that, you know you got to swing for the fences. You know it's going to be an uphill battle. So he was willing to do some crazy things and be super aggressive, and I respect it. I respect it. They have a good head coach. I think they do. I know, and that's why I keep telling people, man, enjoy it. Soak it in. Soak it up. A Midwest ginger. That's one way to describe him. Yeah, Block PAT. What's up, Logan? So, yeah, man, we could open up the phone lines tonight if you guys want to take a couple of calls. That's really all I wanted to talk about. I just wanted to final thoughts on USF. Miami did exactly what we knew they were going to do. USF fans got in their feelings because they bought into their own fan base's hype a little bit, and then they got big mad. They said they were going to support the team. We cleared that stadium out. It is what it is. Miami moves from number 8 to number 7, setting multiple school records in the USF game. And Cam Ward continues to prove that we got a good one out of the transfer portal. He's putting up big numbers, and he's a fan favorite. He literally has high schoolers going around doing this. And that stuff, it makes an impact because there are going to be some of these guys that we're trying to recruit, and they're literally going around imitating Cam Ward. That stuff matters. So it's just really awesome, man. The impact on recruiting that we're seeing, the love from CANES fans, the attention that Miami is getting, whether good or bad. When it comes to this stuff, it's all good. The negativity, all the people who are coming in and digging that hole deeper and deeper and talking themselves in circles just gives us an opportunity to make them look like a bunch of idiots. What's up, Legend? It's just a shame. I said it in my walking and venting today. It's just a shame that we don't get Cam Ward longer. You know, I get a little depressed when I think about that, but we have to make the most of the 1 year we get him, which is why you can tell they really opened up the checkbook and they said, we need to build this super team that has chemistry and we have to go all in because we have one shot with this type of quarterback, this level of quarterback here at Miami. When's the last time that we had a quarterback that was playing like this? Granted, it's been easy opponents, but you can still read the body language. You can still look at the types of throws he's making. It's been a minute. It's been a minute. De'Eric wasn't bad. Yeah, he wasn't bad. He wasn't bad, but him and Cam Ward, I don't think belong in the same sentence, and that's not hate. I know how you think, Katie. It's all good. Okay, and I ask that because I'm seeing it a lot on the Facebook groups and the forums of people saying that they think Cam Ward could be one of the best quarterbacks we've had in a long time. Yeah, it's unfortunate for De'Eric King that he wasn't like 6'2" or 6'3". Because, yeah, now a new standard is being set for the quarterback position for the Canes. Right? Like you got to meet the Cam Ward standard when you're coming into Miami. And this is a good look for, you got to remember that Dawson is the quarterback's coach. So, even though he's only here for 1 year, the whole quarterback killer talk with Mario and, hey, Dawson must have ruined Tyler Van Dyke. Remember that? Hey, do you guys remember that? Do you remember when people said, wow, Dawson and Mario ruined Tyler Van Dyke?
This is what it take
I remember that.
to wear the U on the side of your helmet.
Malik Rozier carried the team for a while at one point.
He did. And he gets a lot of hate on social media. But he went out there and he played to the best of his ability. And I'll never forget the time that it was at Doak. It was at Doak. And I remember when Malik Rozier was hyping up the FSU fans because they were trying to get in his head. And he looks over at them and does this and then turns around and throws a game-winning touchdown. But Malik played his best as he could. The defense did a lot of work that season, obviously. But that was still pretty wild. That's pretty wild, right? What I said, and it really hit me hard. It really hit me hard when I said this in my walk-in venting. Let me move this over. Here's what I think a lot of you either forget or don't know about me. As a Miami fan, the best season I have got to experience, really, is probably 2017. Because I did not start watching college football until 2001, the national championship game. I grew up on a farm. I was a little East Tennessee boy. No one in my family watched football. They didn't watch basketball, baseball, football, nothing. So I was not exposed to college football until the 2001 national championship game. So keep this in mind. I was not a Miami fan at the time of watching that game. I had never seen any team play, let alone Miami. I lived in Tennessee. So I watched that game just to watch it. I wasn't a fan of either team. I ended up saying, hey, you know what? I love the way those guys act out there. Like, I want to be cool like those dudes. You know what? That's going to be my team. But since I was new to college football, I didn't really start watching Miami. Like, I'm talking really, really, like getting into it. Probably until 2010, 2008 to 2010. Yeah, and people are like, what do you mean? I've been a fan for 50 years. Well, I'm not even 50 years old, so I can't be a fan for 50 years. And when you grow up in a family that doesn't care about sports, I was never exposed to it. So I've not been a diehard, like, I rep Miami, I follow this team, this is my squad, until, like 2008, 2010. Now, I watched them before that, but I didn't eat, sleep, breathe it, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, I would have just been out of high school. I graduated in 2008. So I had a lot of stuff going on, right? The point I'm trying to make is this. As a diehard Miami fan, I have not really got to experience greatness with this team. And a lot of you have, and I envy that. Like, I have not got to have that feeling before. It's mostly been bad. Minus 2017. And you got to remember, you can't hold that against people. People turn the fan thing into like a competition of who's been a fan longer. When, again, you got to remember, everybody's a different age.
This is what it takes.
There are people watching these streams sometimes that'll be 13 years old.
On the side of your
How long
helmet.
could he have been a fan?
I remember we got to number 2 and lost to Pitt, but in all honesty, we look great now. We have so many great weapons on both sides. Raising hands, light skin tone. Raising hands, light skin tone.
That was wild, going in there and losing the last freaking game. Thank you, Glenn G, for the 5. I appreciate you. But that's the thing. People say, yeah, well, but I do want to give credit to people who have been fans for a long time, because you've also seen some ups and downs. But some of these people have got to experience multiple glory years, winning the big games, playing for national championships. I haven't. So for me, I want this team to be great so bad, not because I've been through 50 years of ups and downs, but because my first ever time being exposed to this team was them winning a national championship with me being a neutral party with no allegiance to any team, was not a fan of any college football team. And then since then, it's been a bunch of nothing. And it really hit me hard today that's been my life as a Canes fan. You guys talk about the good old days. I didn't get to experience those. I wasn't old enough. You have the other side of it as well. This one's a little more depressing, but just being honest. I'm being real. I've had some people message me and they say, Coop, I'm 70, 75, 80. And they say, I would love to experience one more national championship before I'm no longer here. And I'm like, bro, like, it's been only one team gets to win it. But it's been so long since Miami has been up there winning a natty. It's see, though, here's the thing, though. It's not depressing because I'm very excited about the team this year and the potential for the future, given that this momentum can be carried over. Recruiting has already been it's been through the roof. It's been crazy. So if Miami can continue to do this kind of stuff, hopefully this isn't a one and done kind of thing, assuming Miami continues to win.
To wear the U on the side of your helmet.
I'm pumped.
Don't
I'm pumped.
cry, co-op tears of joy.
I just want to win, Glenn. I just want to see the Canes win a national championship as a die-hard Miami fan. I need it. So yeah, I want to be able to truly appreciate it. Yep. Nice. Heck yeah, Dimitri. Heck yeah. We deserve it. I'm serious, Miami fans. We've been loyal. We've been through a lot. Some of you have been through a lot more with this team than I have. We deserve it. Should we open the phone lines? I thought I was going to have more to say than this, but I didn't. Oh, yeah. I mean, I've watched them, but watching them's one thing. Experiencing it is another. You know? Trust me, I've watched them multiple times. but I didn't get to live it. Yeah, we can open it up. We can open it up and just we can talk about, the top 25 stuff. We can talk about Virginia Tech coming up and just the ACC as a whole. If you want to talk about anything that happened with USF, we can discuss that. We'll keep them kind of short, and we'll be live for just a little bit longer. Kind of hang out, just enjoying each other's company, talking Miami football. I'm just pumped that ACC play begins. No matter what we do, hear me out. No matter what we do, opposing teams' fans are still going to troll us. They're still not going to give us any credit, and that's okay. That's okay. We don't need the credit. As a matter of fact, I don't speak for everyone or the team, but we don't want it.
On the side of your helmet.
It's fine.
Faced our first adversity. Second half passed with an A+.
Mm-hmm.
Look ahead tests. Cards off a bye. A past problem. Rivalry game even though they are bad now, and then could Duke be a letdown game? Although that will be personal. This team has the it factor.
Agreed. Agreed, Tucci. Thank you for the Big 10 straight to the PayPal. I hope Duke is not a letdown game, because in my way too early season prediction, I had Duke as a letdown game. Obviously, we've seen both teams play a little bit with Manny scraping by at times, Miami taking care of business. So, my mindset has shifted a little bit. But you got to hope that Miami doesn't have that uh-oh game this season. You got to hope it doesn't happen, right? And if this team can continue to play like they are and keep that same mindset, hopefully that doesn't happen. Hopefully it doesn't happen. Appreciate you, Tucci. You have your 90s jersey. That's wild. What's up, Zach Jones? Them Cardinals, bro. Them Cardinals, man. We'll get it opened up here. We'll take a few phone calls.
This is what it take to wear the U.
Daytime Cheese, I appreciate you.
Helmet.
Before the Cats won the Stanley Cup this year, I hadn't seen a team who I truly followed and love win a title. Yes, I saw the Big Three Heat, but I was 7 and didn't understand much. I was so hyped for Oregon's season is because they were supposed to be faves.
That's why I tell people, Cheese, and they'll be like, oh, well, you didn't watch them, back in the day. Well, yes, you were 7 years old. How much can you really grasp it, Yeah, that's what we said. Duke is doing enough to get by. And sometimes it is what it is. It is what it is. What's up, man? Good to see you. Good to see you. All right, let's get it opened up here. We'll take a few phone calls. We'll keep it short tonight. We'll keep it short. All right, it's open. It's open. Hey, you got to admit, it's not difficult to get through on Sundays, right?
No, I actually got a few busy signals. I thought someone was trying to beat me to it.
Yeah, I think there were like 3 or 4 that came in at once, but that's it. That ain't bad. She hung up on me. Was it something I said, Melissa? What's up, Alex? Just got back, long week ahead, but loved watching you put up 50. Yes, sir. Heck yeah, that 50 burger. I didn't think Miami was going to put up 50. We told him, Michael. We tried to tell him. Miami was going to evacuate that stadium, and they said, y'all are crazy. Y'all are crazy. Yep, and then it's time to flip the script. That's what they do. They got to fit the narrative. All right, we back open. We are back open. No problem, Melissa. Yo, Taylor, what's up?
Not much, man. How's life, man?
It's pretty good, man. I can't complain when my football team is 4-0. How about you?
Feeling pretty good, man. Not gonna lie. I mean, I did tell you mine was gonna drop 50 on him, but there's a little bit of a scare. But I was like, Miami is already showing that they're about to open it up, and the fatigue factor set in with USF, which I was actually kind of shocked that it hit him earlier than I expected. But I was like, yeah, these guys, they're done.
I never panicked for a moment. Look, I'm not even playing in this one. Hey, I'm guilty of doing it in the past. I overreact, throwing stuff. What the heck are we doing?
It's the PTSD factor, man.
Genuinely.
That's what it is.
I mean it with all my heart. I understand.
It was all in the chat, too.
Yeah.
That was overreacting.
Yeah, you look at the scoreboard and you're like, bro, hold up a second. But I was like, no. We're fine.
And I was like, guys, look at the stats, what they're doing. They're not doing that much. So I was like, y'all need to chill. We haven't opened it up yet. So we're good. And that's for going forward with Virginia Tech. Their quarterback, he's cool, but he's battling injuries, and their defense, they're aggressive, but their secondary is probably just as bad as USF. I'm not even going to lie, man. We should open it up on them.
Yeah, and I haven't started to like dig deep on them for the preview video and stuff. That I'll begin that tomorrow with all the research and stuff. But it's still one of those things where it is still a step up in competition, so you do have to be careful.
100%.
And I think this is correct me if I'm wrong, but this is year 3 for their head coach as well.
It is year 3, and he's leaning more on. Kind of funny is him and Mario, like they both came in, kind of looked a little sus. Of course, Mario came out to, I think it was 4-0 for, I think, was it third straight season, and then you hit the ACC play, and then they would fall off. Now, is that going to happen this year with us? I don't think so. I think we're finally going to get it right. As for Virginia Tech, he's going down in the opposite direction. Now, if something were to happen, say, this Friday, which I don't see it happening, then he could put, obviously, an argument up for saying, yeah, we're on the right track, but I don't see it happening. I think it's probably going to be another one of those games where it's close, probably for 3 quarters, and then the fourth quarter hits, and they just collapse.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to watch because if you notice, in their 2 losses, they almost came back in the end.
Exactly.
So they were able to push and put up points late in both of those games, the Vandy game and the Rutgers game, because people had already counted them out in both of them, and then they tried to go on a run in the fourth quarter.
Exactly, yeah. Rutgers, they're just a scrappy team. They've always been scrappy. I mean, I hate to bring up the game where we played them in the bowl game, which I'm just going to be honest. I think Miami just doesn't care about a meaningless bowl game unless it's like a playoff or it's a New Year's Six bowl, because Miami's bowl record has been so garbage. What was their last bowl win? Was it like the 2006 season, Larry Coker's last year or something? They just don't care when it comes to bowl games. I don't understand.
And it's even more so in today's times now. I see now people are going to be like, of course you're going to say that as a Miami fan, because when's the last time you won it? But there's so many opt-outs.
Exactly my point.
There's so many, exactly. I'm like, look, if you win your bowl game, of course you're going to brag. It's still another win. I get it. But, like, how important is it? I don't know. It's up for debate. I'll at least say that.
Yeah. And like I said, for some reason, Miami's always getting put in the pinstripe bowl, and I'm like, this is like our 4th time being in this bowl, and it's meaningless.
Yeah, and it's different if you've got a good one. But yeah, the Pinstripe Bowl, the Charmin Bowl, the Frosted Flakes Bowl, nobody cares about those.
Yeah, it doesn't mean anything. And we've seen what happens when, I really wonder if, like Derek King, remember we played, I think it was Oklahoma State, he played where he tore his ACL or something. I think that's what it was. And remember that? And then we tried to get him ready for Alabama, and he just was not the same. So there's just all these meaningless bowls. But I'm getting ahead of myself. But yeah, to piggyback off your Miami story, yeah, my first game was actually the 2002 championship where they lost to Ohio State. I just remember watching it like in and out, and I was my mom like she was like rooting and chanting, you know, all that good stuff. And she went to the University of Miami back in the day before Schnellenberger got there. So I have ties there. So pretty cool. But I just remember like her saying like, yo, Dorsey, let's go get it together. And my dad is like saying, y'all should be killing this team. Well, little did I know, I was like, I had no idea who was on the team. I mean, it's a freaking NFL roster, but
Yeah.
when they lost, I just remember there being so much controversy. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm going to pay attention to this team. And then I really didn't start diving into it deep until the 2005 team. And that team holds a special place in my heart because that team, too, was legit a national championship team if Kyle Wright would not stop getting sacked and turning the ball over. But even Devin Hester couldn't carry that team for past that. You know, there's, like I said, there are so many teams. I mean, then we had the 07 team, which was horrible. Then we had the 09 team when Ja'Cory Harris came in. 2013 with Stephen Morse, and God forbid we had to go through the Al Golden era. Oh God, that was just horrible, dude. Thank God we had Duke Johnson. You know, otherwise that team would not be fun to watch.
I feel like the Miami fans for the rest of their lives never look at orange ties the same. As in, like, never gonna wear one. It does not matter. Not gonna wear one.
You know what's crazy? I was actually a fan of that whole style for a bit because yeah, we were still able to be Miami, but we were able to be like academically shit talk. We can be academic, but also talk shit and do dirty shit. But then again, we weren't backing it up on the field.
Yeah,
really sucked. And then, of course, as you're saying, we had the Mark Richt era, which I was all for, and Manny Diaz being our defense coordinator, I was a huge fan because we were holding teams to like under like 300 yards a game, under 30 points.
And just the sheer amount of turnovers. I mean, that's exciting.
Oh, yeah, God, the turnover chain, yeah, that was cool. But once I started seeing it, we were wearing it when we were losing games. I'm like, okay, this has got to go. And then you bring in Maybach Manny, who just dips on Temple to come back. I'm like, all right, it's fine.
Who wouldn't?
Just never.
Who wouldn't do that?
Never got back. And then we had the 2020 season, which was cool and all, but it just had an asterisk to it. But I'm glad to see, and God, bro, I was there for that Florida State game and back in 2022. I'm really hoping Miami absolutely blows the doors off Florida State this year because that's a game I hope Miami fans have not forgotten. That's the last time we played them at our stadium, and they embarrassed us.
I was there.
Game too.
I was there.
I was there too, man. It was so bad. And yeah, they got one coming up. Like I said, we got them after the bye. Hopefully, that little losing streak comes to an end. And then obviously Georgia Tech. That's revenge right there. And not overlooking Syracuse. I know people want to say they're scrapping. I'm like, yeah, they are, but that's a team you don't want to mess around with. They can score a little bit, but
so it's interesting.
I don't see there being a letdown game this year. I don't. If it is, it's going to be Virginia Tech.
You and I have a lot in common. With me following the Canes from 01, watching them for the first time that year, you watching the first one in 02, we've basically been through just a lot of. Yeah, there's been a few flashes, but overall, not just complete domination like the stories that I hear all the time.
Yeah, I keep hearing when I first dove into like the lore, I'm like, oh my God, this team used to just be dominant, and they're the reason why the taunt rule went into effect because Miami kept dancing on people every time they scored.
So yeah,
look at it now, then the refs.
That video I did today with the walking and venting was literally me just talking about how. Like, enjoy the fact that so far we are able to run our mouths and the team is backing it up on the field.
Yeah,
like, it's fun. I want to make the most of it and enjoy it.
And I saw an interesting take Do you think Miami is? Here's the funny thing. I don't think Miami is showing a lot of their offense or a lot of their defensive looks yet. And then also, I don't know if they are really allowing the running backs to open it up either. Because I mean, if you think about it, say Miami gets the AC championship and they win it, right? That'll be at like game 13. You're going to have to play deep into the postseason. It's 12 teams get into it, so there's brackets. So you're looking at a possibly 14 to 16 game season. So you want your guys to be 100% healthy, which is cool. But I'm wondering if they're just not calling a lot of run plays for a reason. Maybe that's why the run game looks a little slow to start off. Now, I could be dead wrong, but that's just an interesting take that I heard earlier today. I was like, maybe, but
I see where you're coming from. I mean, it could be. I'm kind of torn on it. It just depends. I mean, I feel like that given the teams that we've played so far, whether that was the game plan or not, they've probably just not even had to open it up that much. They really haven't.
Exactly.
And I don't know, like you were saying, I don't know if that was the plan to do that or not, because I know some people have said that in the past, and it was used almost as an excuse, as in like, hey, it was a little too close for comfort, but we're saving our playbook for the better teams. That's why. And there's been some of those scenarios where I'm like, yo, if it's in the fourth quarter and we're only up 7 points, I don't know, I don't know if you would take that approach to try to be super vanilla with everything. But again, the caliber of opponent so far that we played, I mean, like I just said, maybe they haven't had to. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, right? Just making a bunch of assumptions, so I don't know.
Yeah, and then you have Cam Ward. He makes, it's almost like he's just an open playbook himself where he can make things happen, which we've seen yet again. I mean, he was doing it last night, and I'm like, you really don't have to really hold this kid back. He's going to do what he's going to do. Just make sure you get him a good play and you make sure the blocking scheme is right, which, dude, from a recruiting standpoint, if I'm a quarterback and I'm seeing the offensive line that Miami has right now, you're going to want to go there.
Yeah.
So this is a big, big thing also. The offensive line has been just amazing. So I really want to see what they're going to do to Virginia Tech. I can already tell you one thing. If you're expecting a big game from a certain player, and you've been saying his name a lot this season because he's finally healthy, this is the game where you unleash Arroyo. Big time. What they like to do, man, they like to blitz off the edge. They don't account for a pulling tight end and you roll to the opposite side. They can't run with the tight ends. So that's what I would expect Miami to look at on film and to just abuse them with it. And then if they can't get to him, Cam's going to do what he's going to do. And then eventually you wear him down with the run game. And I think you'll see Miami handle Virginia Tech pretty good. That's just my thoughts.
Hey, I like it. So, Taylor, hey, I appreciate you calling in, bro. That's awesome because I didn't realize we had so much in common when it comes to rooting for the Canes.
Once I heard that walk-in venting, I was like, yo, if Coop is on tonight and he's talking and he's allowing some phone calls come in, I got to get in. I gotta tell this dude, I'm like, bro, we're pretty similar, bro.
I appreciate you sharing that with me and with everybody watching. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, man, for sure, man, for sure.
All right, well, it's going to be an interesting week. It's a short week, so everything's got to be in fast forward for the team and myself when it comes to content. So we got to lock in. It's going to be a good week, Tyler. It's going to be a good week.
Short week. Yes, sir, man. We got to lock in, all right?
Yep.
Let you go, Coop.
All right, appreciate you, bro.
All right, go Canes.
All right, peace. Yeah, man, everything this week, y'all, I would like to ask something while we have quite a few people in here. If you know of a Virginia Tech content creator or super fan, please let me know. Because it's always difficult to line up insight guests when they don't have like a ton of YouTubers or people that cover the team. So please let me know if you got, like, even right now, are you guys aware of anyone? Because I'm not. Like, I know people, there are multiple Georgia Tech guys. There's multiple Florida State guys. I know, what else? I think I know a Duke guy. I don't know a Virginia Tech guy. So I'm going to need some help trying to find somebody because we want to do the Inside Insight show. That's one of my favorite shows that we do each week, and I got to find somebody to rep the Hokies. And I'm not aware of anyone. So it doesn't even have to be a content creator. It can just be a super fan. Someone that you guys are like, oh, I know this guy on Twitter. Listen, Coop, like this dude posts all kinds of stuff about Virginia Tech. You need to get this guy. Anybody? Okay, so there was someone saying that. Okay, I'm going to have to go back and look. Call up Mike Vick. A Virginia Tech super fan. Yes. Cypher, I would laugh at that. But look, if I could find someone for FAMU, surely. Listen, we're talking about a Power 4 team here. We're talking about an ACC team. There has got to be a Virginia Tech super fan out there somewhere. They got, all kinds of stuffed turkeys and stuff all throughout their house that eat, sleep, and breathe Virginia Tech. Has to be. And this is a heated game. Like, Miami and Virginia Tech have history. So I want the hype to be there. The world will be watching Friday night game. It's a weekday game. It's night. History between these two teams. It's mainly news sites. See, that's the problem. And they're not going to want to pop on the show, Justin. Right? So it's got to be like someone like me who just, as an individual, covers them as like a super fan or something. It's going to have to be a scenario like that. There's probably like a Locked On Virginia Tech channel. They're probably not going to want to come on. So I got to try to find somebody. Randy wasn't a content creator for USF. He's just a diehard USF fan who knows a lot about the team. Now, he dug himself quite the hole on the Inside Insight show, but that's part of the fun. I told Miami fans before, I said, it's not a debate. It's not Coop versus the guest. It's them telling us about their team and digging a nice little hole for themselves so we can go back and say, hey, what happened? Is Virginia Tech quarterback very good? Very good would be a stretch. He's not bad. He's not bad. He is mobile. Accuracy, like 59%, less than 60% completion percentage. I mean, look, at the end of the day, the details matter, but they did lose to Vanderbilt and Rutgers last week. This will probably be a big step up in competition from what we've seen so far, though. Minus, I don't know how Virginia Tech and Florida would line up. I don't know about those two. I know we got several people from the Twitch in here, Brew. Yeah. But he's not bad. He's not bad. We'll see if we can get it open back up. Again, we won't go super late tonight. We keep these pretty short. I was just rapid fire with everything I wanted to talk about. I wasn't even trying to be. Okay, hold on. It's bugging out. They don't even have a Locked On Virginia Tech? For real? Dang. There we go. It reset. My bad. There we go. We got you back, Melissa.
I think I set a record for your show.
Record.
I've got on the line twice in one show.
You know what? That's pretty impressive. I'll give you that. Measy, real quick. Measy, if you actually know a diehard Virginia Tech fan, please DM me on Twitter or text the phone number on the screen or email me. I have a feeling it's going to be very do you know any Melissa?
What about, remember that person that was always in the chat last year, the VT Hokie Lover person? Do you know how to get a hold of them?
Yeah, she's a big Virginia Tech fan. But
it'd be cool to get another female on.
I don't know if she has Twitter.
I've got a few Calgorithm Twitter people for your show the following week.
See, I need to. Everyone keeps saying, Coop, you need to line these up ahead of time, but it's easier said than done. You know?
No, but I literally have been chatting with Cal people for the last week during their FSU Hate Week, so I can definitely give you some recommendations for Cal. You know
what I'm looking for? High energy. I want somebody who likes to, go back and forth.
Oh no, they're hilarious.
Okay, perfect. So the Cal Miami week is going to be legendary. It's going to
be there.
It's going to get crazy. Oh yeah, that's right. You're traveling to that game.
I am traveling for that game. But I will be at Virginia Tech on Friday night.
I'm pumped for it. I've been looking forward to this one.
I have my original tailgate crew will be there for the Virginia Tech. I mean, you've met them.
Yep. Are they going to do the donut thing?
We don't have a grill this week, so we can't do donuts.
No grill?
Well, this is family brings the grill, and they're not tailgating for this game, so we're going to cater in Chick-fil-A and bring Chick-fil-A to the tailgate.
Well, wait a minute, though. Who was it that doesn't like Chick-fil-A? Or it's not that they don't like it.
It's not that they don't like it. It's just prefers Popeyes over Chick-fil-A.
Okay.
But no, we're going to just bring in Chick-fil-A because we won't have a grill available for this game.
Let's ask the people in here. Do you guys prefer Chick-fil-A or Popeyes? I'm curious.
I should look in the comments. Let me turn on the comments.
Hold on, there's a delay. I have a feeling it's going to be overwhelming Chick-fil-A. Just a guess.
CFA, both. Popeyes, Chick-fil-A.
Popeyes has that real crunchy chicken, though. If you get those chicken tenders, I have to give them that. And the French fries are pretty good.
Popeyes isn't bad. I like Popeyes. I just like Chick-fil-A better. But what Vish says, my co-host on Buckets, he thinks the Popeyes chicken sandwich is better, but Chick-fil-A has better sides.
Chick-fil-A offers a lot of unique healthy things. You can get like a fruit cup, and their ice cream is good. I don't think Popeyes has ice cream, right?
They don't have breakfast either, Popeyes.
Whoa, that's something to think about. That's true.
Breakfast is very important.
Okay. Interesting. All right, so it's mostly Chick-fil-A, but there's some Zaxby's in there. There's some unique answers, but okay, fair enough.
You can throw Bojangles in that mix too. It's just we don't have Bojangles in South Florida, so not everybody's as familiar with the awesomeness that is a Bojangles biscuit.
I've had it a few times. It was all right.
Are you a Popeyes or a Chick-fil-A guy?
I'd have to say Chick-fil-A. But every now and then I will crave that real crunchy chicken from Popeyes. I will.
Well, someone said Publix chicken. They are not wrong. Every once in a while I get the Popeyes commercial stuck in my head because they have a catchy tune, but I prefer.
Don't say it. Don't say it out loud.
I'm not.
Okay. Thank you. Woo. Because I don't want it stuck in my head. So you're going to be at the game, the Virginia Tech game. It's not really like, this isn't, I guess, necessarily like a preview for that or anything. But like, did you, I guess I'm kind of rolling back a little bit. Did you finally get the USF fans out of your mentions? Like, did they?
I didn't retweet a lot of the receipts. I did like one or two. I went back and forth with a few. Me and the USF Barstool account had some good back and forth, but we kind of like ended on like a chill term. Most of the USF fans are just like, oh, you guys are still tweeting at us like you're a power school and, you're acting like you won the Super Bowl. And I was like, fuck all of you. If you guys had beaten us, you'd still be tweeting about it. Because they're like, oh, we're on to the next week, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, it's because you lost, assholes.
Yeah, it's easy to say we're moving on when you're the team that lost. It's the same answer every time. Of
Yeah,
course
they're
you
just
want to
mad that
move
they
on.
lost.
Of course you want to
And then-
move on after taking
And
an
then
L. Who wouldn't?
there's that one FSU fan that's like, oh, Miami and FSU have the same, each only have one win against the Power 4 opponent. And I'm like, you really did not just tweet that.
They just don't live in reality. It's fine.
I was like, I literally quote tweeted it, and I was just like, this dude literally shits out tweets like he just ate Taco Bell.
A little shot at Taco Bell, I see. I would love some Taco Bell right now, actually.
I don't like Taco Bell. I know that I can't be your friend now because I don't like Taco Bell. I just disappointed you. I know.
Yeah, I'm blocking you after this stream.
You would never.
Okay, you're right.
Because who would give you free football tickets when you come down here?
You're right. You're right.
And take you to Flanagan's.
You're right. Dang.
And be
Okay.
your chauffeur and give you free Pokemon cards.
Okay, you got me. You got me.
Boom. Is there anything controversial I can bring up before I hang up? I'm trying to think.
See.
I want to get the chat a little riled up.
Let me ask you this though, because this actually is something I wouldn't mind doing a whole stream discussing this. You know, I talked about with Taylor about how my first Miami Hurricanes game was the 2001 National Championship and how I wasn't really following Miami closely until like 2008 or 2010. Do you remember what your a range of when you first started following Miami, or like when you watched your first game, or how long you've been like really invested in the team?
Well, I mean, if you want to say really invested, I started in school there in 2004. I mean, I was always a big football fan growing up, and I grew up in South Florida. I grew up in Broward County, so the county north of Miami-Dade. So like I remember watching them win the national championship. I remember being at one of like the local ale houses when I was in high school, watching the 2002 national championship and seeing them lose because of that non-existent pass interference call and being like, well, that's heinous. That's like horrible. Like I feel bad for them. But I wasn't like a big college football fan. I was only rooting for the pros really because like I hadn't really invested into college yet because I hadn't started in college. I think I was like a junior in high school. But I remember I went to go see Miami's campus. My older brother took me to visit the school the summer before my senior year of high school. The clock is massive because if they line up fast enough, they both can identify the defense and can make changes. But I have no doubt that Cam is making some of these changes on his own based off what Dawson has been, showing him on film, what Cam has been studying, and just his pure talent. This is at 4 games in, Dawson and Ward is a match made in heaven.
Yeah.
But we got a lot more games to be played. There's a lot more games to be played. And remember, my road record is atrocious. So if we can beat Cal, things are looking up. I will start drinking the Kool-Aid if we're undefeated after Cal.
Okay, fair. If they can get past the Melissa traveling to an away game curse, you're all
in. Right? I will be all in, and I will start telling lies.
Okay. I think it's impossible for me to not. I'm just being honest. I try so hard to be like objective and level-headed. If Miami takes down Louisville, because that was again that's
it's
after the bye week, right?
On our schedule.
So that's
theoretically. It's not only is it after the bye week, but it's arguably the hardest game on our schedule. If you look at how everyone looks right now, it's the hardest game left on our schedule.
Yeah, and it's not me coming out and being like, oh, well, if they beat Louisville, obviously Florida State's easy, Duke's easy. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that I even start to be like, okay, wait a minute. Should I start drinking some of this? Should I be like, you know what, this team is going to the ACC championship. This team is going to be in the playoffs. If they get past the Melissa traveling curse, they win a game out west, they take a bye week, survive the bye week curse, and beat what is still hopefully a ranked Louisville team on their field, how it almost becomes at that point, how can I not?
There'll be some shit talk for sure. I mean, that's weeks out, but I mean, a lot of things to be broken if that were to happen. Like, if you think about it, if we say we run the table and we go 12-0 and then we win the ACC championship, think of all of the curses that'll have been broken this year. One is we'll finally have won an ACC championship. We'll have won 2 games off of bye weeks because we have 2 bye weeks.
Mm-hmm.
We will avenge the Georgia Tech game from last year. We'll have won a game on a road that I've been to. And the only thing that would make it even better is if at the ACC championship, we took a knee to end the game.
Right. Well, and there's also the fact that obviously this really isn't related to like what Miami is doing now, but last year was it a 4-0 start or a 5-0 start? It was 4-0. So it was 4-0. It was 4-0.
Yeah.
Then ACC play and it started to crumble. Well, guess what? Miami is 4-0.
I was in the stands for Georgia Tech.
Miami is 4-0.
For UNC also.
Well, you're not helping me feel any better about this, Melissa.
It's my fault. It's my fault. Maybe I shouldn't go to the Virginia Tech game on Friday.
I understand the argument is Coop, totally different team. Like, there's no reason to even look at it. But it's still in the back of your head where I'm like, okay, 4-0 start. Let's get to ACC play. Let's freaking go. Back-to-back losses. Off of what? A bye week. So 4-0. ACC play starts this week. Weekday game. Not off bye week, but weekday game.
But can I also point out, if you look at that schedule, we lost those 2 off a bye week and I was at those, but you came down for Clemson and we won that game with both of us in the stands.
Yeah.
So if that says anything about you should be coming down for a home game, I don't know what else. The football gods are. I know you have a lot going on. I'm just teasing you. But
if I had to pick one, I'll be honest, guys. If I had to pick a game where I'm like, okay, I want to go to this game, like, please, it'd probably be Duke. Because it's Manny back at Hard Rock.
And guess what? I have an extra ticket for Duke.
We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
Do we need to get you on your first airplane ever?
No, I've been on an airplane. It was scary. But I'm not getting
that.
No.
You need me to fly up there to get you and bring you back down? No,
I've seen those doors and stuff flying off of those planes. I'm not getting on one. No. I will drive.
I'm getting on a plane in less than 2 weeks and flying across the country.
Good luck. I hope that everything's okay, because I'm going
to call into your call-in show from the hotel in San Francisco that Friday night.
Okay. Yeah, let me know you get there, because I'm not getting on one. Nope.
Why not?
No.
You haven't had the amazing Chinese food that is in California. They also have Taco Bell Cantina in California.
Well, unless I'm driving there, I won't be there.
Coop, we gotta get you out your bubble. No,
it's safe here. I do think it's interesting because I have seen a lot of Miami fans say this, where instead of it saying we have to play this team, they've been saying, no, wait a minute. They have to play us.
Yeah.
I like that.
I mean, so has our schedule been that hard? No. But I also would like to point, Florida's shitty in the SEC. It's still an SEC team. We played them at the Swamp. They're a different animal at the Swamp. Look what they did to Tennessee last year. All right. But we've also, the 3 other teams that we've played, USF is a decent G5 school. We've played and blown teams out like we're supposed to. All right. A&M last year wasn't very good. We had to come from behind to beat them. All right. We let Georgia Tech stay in the game, which cost us that game. All right. We're playing better than last season. Regardless of the whole 4-0 start this year and last year, we're a better team. If we keep playing like we're playing, there's no reason why we can't go 12-0 and make the ACC championship. The thing is, we need to keep playing on that level, avoid, injuries and things like that, because anything can happen. But it is possible. I think this is the most hope that Miami fans have had in a very, very long time. It's
Yeah.
arguably our best team since 2001, 2002.
I'm waiting for reactions in the chat because I think most people are on the same page. Slightly hesitant, like again because of the schedule, but like
I'm not saying we're better than the 2001 team.
Right. No.
The 2001 team is the best college football team in the history of college football. But over our history, since those early 2000s where we won the national title and then got screwed out of one, I think this is the best team we've had since that Ken Dorsey era with Butch Davis and Larry Coker.
No, I mean, I think
and
that
I think MS79 Canes fan says they're like 2017. No, we're better than the 2017 team.
this team would destroy the 2017 team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's no offense to the 2017 team.
They wouldn't be able to keep up offensively. They couldn't put up enough points would be the problem.
No. Our Malik Rozier was great for us, and he did what he had to do to get us to win games. But our defense is the reason why we won a lot of those games. We had to come back. We were down 2 touchdowns against Virginia. We had to come back. It took a fourth down conversion against Georgia Tech where the ball bounced off of Darrell Langham's helmet, and then he caught it to keep that drive alive. We had that last-second touchdown against FSU, a team that won like 3 games that season. Like, we survived and advanced that season. This team is way better than the 2017 season. But I will always love that 2017 team because it was the most fun I'd had as a Canes fan in a really long time. And I don't think Mark Richt gets enough credit for what he did for our program back then. We have an indoor practice facility because of Mark Richt. He donated $1 million of his own money to get that started.
Mm-hmm.
So people can hate that it's not full size. The fact that we even have one is because of Mark Richt.
Well, it didn't seem to impact how many points we've been putting up so far this season, because if we take a look, I wanted to pull this up. I don't know if you guys can see it. It might be too small. I wanted to see if they had...
People in the chat are saying the 04-05 team was nice. Actually, yeah, I think that was my freshman year. We beat the Gators in the Peach Bowl that year. I think we had 2 losses. That was Brock Berlin's senior season. That was a fun season. One, because my first game as a student, we beat FSU in overtime in the Orange Bowl. First game of the season. But that was my best season as a student.
Yeah, because look at when we're talking about putting up points, even given the caliber of opponent, if I told you that 4 games into this season, Miami was averaging 52.3 points per game, I think you'd still even kind of be like, whoa, okay.
I was so nervous to start the season. I didn't, on paper, because, you know, we hear that all the time. On paper, we looked really good, but we didn't know what the product was going to be. I picked us to lose to Florida on the Six Ring Cane show because I just didn't know.
Really?
And then
You have no idea.
Yeah. I didn't know. And then we beat Florida like we did. I'm like, okay, so we look good. But also Florida's trash. I was like, can we do to the lesser teams what we're supposed to do? And when I called into your show last week, I'm like, we're going to beat USF 52-16. I was pretty close.
Yeah. No, I mean, it was.
But that's what we need to do. I think Virginia Tech is a better team than USF on paper. But right now, watching them play, I think USF and Virginia Tech would be a very close game. And I would almost give USF the edge.
That's interesting. Miami is number 4 in the country in points per game so far. And guess who's in front of Miami?
I'm watching. I see.
Ohio State, Tennessee, and Ole Miss, teams that are ahead of us in the top 25.
Honestly, the top 25 means absolutely nothing to me.
That's fair.
Mean a thing.
That's fair.
Because, listen, the ACC is trash. The only way we're making the college football playoff is if we win the ACC. I doubt the ACC gets 2 bids. I really do. Unless, both, us and Clemson finish undefeated for the rest of the year. I know they lost to Georgia, and then we have a really tight game in the ACC championship. Maybe then the other one sneaks in at 11, but you would really need the SEC to completely just beat up on each other for there to be 2 ACC teams to make the college football playoff, just because of strength of schedule. So to me, the rankings mean nothing. We have to win the ACC championship if we're going to want to make the college football playoff. Is that possible? watching us right now, I think so, yeah. But we can't count on anybody else to lose. We have to win the ACC championship.
Yeah, let's
So,
not play that
the
game.
rankings are all fun, like cool. You know, we're top 10. It's been a long time, but all I care is what's in the win column.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting though still to see average yards per game just total so far. Miami is number 2 in the country. Passing yards per game, number 2 in the country. Points per game, number 4 in the country. What about rushing then? Where do we fall?
You know, we also know in 4 games we've only given up 3 touchdowns. No, 4. Yeah, 3 touchdowns total.
Interesting. I need to do a little bit more of a deep dive into some of this.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm a numbers guy. I could sit here and nerd out and just look at these numbers all day. Like I know that doesn't tell the whole story. I get it, but I still like talking about it. It's some of my favorite.
Yeah, but look at the teams that are up there in the yardage with us. It's not like they've played really amazing teams also. I mean, Ole Miss played, like, didn't they score like 60 against Georgia Southern or something? It's not like they're playing. It's not like they were playing an SEC schedule.
Yeah.
So, I mean, everyone wants to say, oh, you haven't played anybody. But, I mean, neither of the people in front of us, like next weekend, Georgia plays Alabama. Now, that's going to be fun.
Oh, yeah.
You should do a stream for that if that's the next
I
game.
think I will. I think since we play Friday, I think I will. Oh, well, is that they play this week, right?
Yeah, this weekend.
Okay,
Saturday.
yeah, we could do it. We could do it because Miami plays Friday, yeah.
Yeah. Just look at that. I'm giving you content.
Yeah. That could be
I'm
a
still
fun
waiting
one.
for you to do a late night real talk because I really, really want to come on your show.
We'll see what we can do. I know it's crazy we're already 4 weeks in. Blows my mind.
Time flies when you're having fun, Coop.
Yeah. True, it's not dragging by.
The point about us barely punting.
Yeah. Punted 4 to 5 times in 4 games. Yeah. Poor
And you know what's crazy?
Dylan Joyce.
I was telling my friend this earlier. I was like, and they were laughing at me because it was only 15 points, but I was like, USF's score was inflated. Because they hit like 2 field goals of like 50 plus. Like, come on now. The only person who does that regularly is Borgalis.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Melissa, I appreciate you calling in.
I've taken up way too much of your time.
Oh,
I'm
you're
sorry.
good. It's just that thing again. I blink and I don't realize it's been like 15, 20 plus minutes just like that.
It's been 26 minutes.
All right. So let's hope that we can break the Melissa traveling curse in a couple weeks. But first I got to take care of business against Virginia Tech this Friday.
Well, feel free to call me post-game after we destroy Virginia Tech. I'm working Thursday night, so I won't be able to call into your prediction show. But I think we have like a good 20 or 30 point victory. So
Okay.
I'll just
All
throw
right.
that out there.
I like it.
We're gonna score at least 40.
Ooh, okay. All right. I like that kind of talk. All right, Melissa.
Cool.
I'll see you throughout the week. We'll have some fun this week.
Of course. Good luck with the stone.
All right. Thank you. I'll need it. I'll need it.
All right. Bye.
All right. Peace. Man, like I said, this week there wasn't as much to talk about as far as, like, again, Miami did what we thought they were going to do against USF. Everybody is basically just waiting for Miami to start playing the ACC games. And we're here. Starting next week, it's going to get real interesting because you're going to have some of these teams, like we just said, with Georgia and Alabama playing. That frees up some room within the top 5. Then you're going to have Miami actually playing ACC teams. It's going to start getting real interesting from here on out. It's going to get really interesting. She knows something, maybe. Maybe. Yeah, the Cowboys lost, man. They played horrible against the Ravens and tried to come back in the 4th. And it looked like they were going to. They missed 2 2-point conversions as well. That's crazy. Dolphins got absolutely destroyed. Who's winning? I know this isn't an NFL stream, but what about that Falcons game? That Falcons-Chiefs game was close. Oh, the Chiefs won. The Chiefs won 22-17. Man, I have to say, just outside like perspective, I love watching Robinson run the ball for the Falcons. He's very fun to watch. Travis Kelce cost you 75. Did you have him on a touchdown parlay? Or did you have total receptions? Oh, missed by a reception. How many did he have? Let's see. 4. Okay, Rice has become Mahomes' top target. 12 receptions for 110. Good grief. Man. You took the over 4.5. Any word on Cam's Heisman status after yesterday? It continues to climb. His respect when it comes to the Heisman stuff. When you're looking at like the Heisman watch, when you're looking around on the internet, he's on everybody's top 3. Like I think On3 puts out their little thing. Here they are. Might be a little too small to see. But pretty much everybody's got him on it. Of course, you've got Travis Hunter all over the place. Understandable. But look at this, man. Cam Ward is on everybody's list. Now, how much do you really pay attention to this or respect this coming from On3? That's debatable. But it's still just something that's interesting to talk about. But everybody's got him on there. He's a front runner for a couple guys. And I get it, because when we want to talk about numbers, again, you look at the completion percentage, you look at the touchdown to interception ratio and just touchdowns in general, and you look at what he's doing, how can he not be on the list? Right? Yeah, we can get you in, Zach Jones. Is this team better than the 2017 team? Absolutely. And I think I feel confident saying that, even though they've only played Florida, FAMU, Ball State, and USF. I still believe so, yes. They're much more athletic and talented, and I believe with the play calling, they have a lot more available to them. They can be more creative. I've talked to Rozier a couple of times. I've brought him onto my channel, and I've talked to him just offline a lot. And he talked about how simple Mark Richt's offense was, and that there was almost nothing to it. It was so simple that they got so good at running it that a lot of teams, there were times when they just still couldn't stop it. It really wasn't that wild. But I think here, when you have someone with the caliber of like the caliber of Cam Ward, I'm struggling to speak tonight. I don't know what my problem is. When you have a quarterback like Cam Ward, and with Dawson being able to trust him and, let him make some changes at the line, some pre-snap stuff, it's just a different level. It's just a different level. What's up, Matthew? I saw my man Sean Kelsey in here. Good to see you, bro. I fully understand when you say I'm still in the wait and see approach. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Appreciate the sub, TJ. We'll wrap it up here in just a moment. This has actually gone longer than most of these. We usually go about an hour and a half, 2 hours for these. Maybe it's a sign the stone is moving. Maybe. I'm getting worried. I'm getting more so worried that it hasn't come out yet. I know that sounds backwards to a lot of people, but it should be out of here soon, Should be out of here soon. So we'll see. I can shoot 5 3-pointers in a row. Doesn't make me an NBA player. Wait, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? Hold on. What did I miss? With a 4-game snapshot, who in the ACC is concerning to you? Louisville, and that's about it. I would have been a little more concerned with Cal, but they beat an Auburn team that's not that great, and then they just lost to Florida State, and Florida State is pretty freaking bad. They're getting manhandled by everybody. If Memphis is running all over you, so really right now it's just Louisville, just Louisville. I don't know what we were talking about with the 3-pointer thing. What are realistic goals for our guys this season? Bowl game win, Heisman, ACC championship, playoff spot. I think at this point you have to say ACC championship appearance minimum. But the expectation has been that, right? A lot of people said double-digit wins. Not talking predictions, talking expectations. Double-digit wins, ACC championship game appearance, period. But I think with the ACC, man, it could get interesting because remembering we're divisionless, so many people wrote off Clemson for losing to Georgia, one of the top teams in the country. They're still going to be a problem. We'll see about Louisville because we get a crack at them, you know? And as far as sneaky teams, again, maybe some people are going to say like Boston College. We'll see. We'll see. But that's what that would be my answer. Manny is already prepping for Miami. I wouldn't doubt it. I don't blame him. So what we'll do, we'll open it up. We'll take like one more. And then I'm going to get on out of here because I need to start prepping for Virginia Tech. I have a skit in mind that I'll be filming tomorrow. And then I got to get to work, find an insight guest, and the grind starts immediately tomorrow. Clemson, we beat them last year with a true freshman. And I mean, that's promising. Like, you like that, but how much of that carries over to this year? I'm not super scared of their quarterback, though. That's what's so refreshing is looking at Miami's depth. As long as these guys stay healthy, like we keep saying, with the way the D-line and stuff is playing, you got to have a dang good quarterback to go up against Miami. You do. And I think that it could be a bad day for Clemson in that department. All right, we'll open it back up. And then we'll wrap this bad boy up. I appreciate y'all. Still almost 200 strong in here on a Sunday night after midnight. That's crazy. That is crazy. Copyright. All right, so interesting. We're going to be wrapping this up with a Georgia Tech call.
Who?
Which is not, look, hold up, guys, listen. We play Georgia Tech, and I think it would be interesting to talk to Zach here for just a moment because he just played, by he, I mean his team, unless there's something I don't know about Zach, if he still has some eligibility maybe.
I lined up at linebacker.
Well, hold up then. Is that why they lost?
Yeah.
I'm just messing with you.
No, that's exactly right.
I won't lie, Zach. I did not get to watch the game.
You weren't missing much.
Where 3 points in the third quarter, 2 points in the fourth quarter. I guess did y'all get a safety?
Yeah, we got a safety.
So is Georgia Tech falling apart? Are Yellow Jackets fans panicking? Or are you like, this was a good Louisville team, 31-19, like...
I will tell you this, Coop. Louisville fans are going to disagree with me when I say this, and then a lot of your fan base is going to say I'm just a sore loser as well, but I promise you I'm saying this from an unbiased point of view. Louisville is not that good of a team, and there is one point that you can look at. They got 17 points on the board just off of our mistakes. Remember, they won by 12 points. 17 of those points came off of our own mistakes. a blocked field goal that was a scoop and score. I don't know what's going on with our field goal kicker, Aiden Burr, right now. He's been completely garbage. They got a touchdown off of a scoop and score. They got a touchdown off of where we fumbled, and then they picked it up and another scoop and score. That's 14, and then we missed a 40-yard field goal, and then they took it back, and they took it 25 yards and then got a field goal themselves. So 14 points, 17, whatever you want to say. Over half of their points came from our own mistakes. I don't think Louisville is that good, if I'm being completely honest with you.
But so I'm not even trolling. If they're not that good, but then still made the most of your mistakes and beat you, then that makes me wonder where you stand with Georgia Tech.
I don't know if you remember what I told you after the Syracuse game, but our play calling, and I'm not blaming the entire game on play calling, of course. Did Louisville have a good game offensively? Was it on our defense? Yes, absolutely. Our defense did pretty bad. Tyler Shuck, he didn't pass for over 300 yards, like McCord did, but he had a solid game. He definitely proved me wrong. He did better than I thought he would. What really went wrong, it's kind of like what Melissa said, that with y'all's play calling, a lot of Miami fans are worried about running the ball. The thing is with Miami, y'all haven't needed to run the ball, so therefore y'all haven't really done it because teams are loading the box. And if an offensive coordinator has a brain, he's not going to run the ball over and over again if it's not working or if he doesn't need to, etc. Problem with Georgia Tech is right now, Haynes King is being Haynes King. You said it yourself after the Florida State game, Coop. Haynes King is him. He passed for over 300 yards. He had an absolutely amazing game. But let me tell you, Coop, with the game on the line, you're going to make a game-winning drive. With the game on the line, we run the ball 3 times in a row after getting stuffed over and over and over again.
Neither one of you ran the ball. 57 rushing yards for Louisville, and you guys under 100?
The problem is, Coop, though, when your run game isn't working, you don't do it anymore. And for some reason, we seem to think that if you just do it over and over again, it's going to eventually work. It doesn't work that way when you're playing a team like Louisville. You can't just do it over and over again. It doesn't work like that. You got to trust your quarterback.
I need to go back and watch that game. I have it recorded, but I haven't had time yet.
Well, I mean that's really one. If you even just watch the final 5 minutes of the game, we had one timeout left with 5 minutes left in the game, and we ran it 3 times in a row, got stuffed all 3 times, and we wasted 2 minutes off the clock and gave it back to Louisville, and they shut the game away. They don't trust. You know Haynes King had a turnover problem, right, Coop?
Yeah.
16 interceptions. Would you agree this year he leads the ACC in completion percentage? He only has 1 interception so far. Would you agree from an outside point of view he has improved?
Yeah, improved. Yeah.
Every single media source, media outlet, every single Georgia Tech fan seems to think that Haynes King has improved tremendously with his decision making, and in doing so, he's improved tremendously in the passing game. Yet they still don't trust him when it comes to close games, and I don't understand because he showed in the Syracuse game he can lead you down on a touchdown drive in the fourth quarter when you need it. He's shown that he can do it multiple times. For some reason, they just seem to force the run game when it's not working, and I don't get it.
That has to be so frustrating from your point of view, though, because the start to your season, which nobody knew what Florida State would be or not be, to be fair, but now you have your 2 losses already, and they're ACC teams. So you have 2 conference losses already. That's got to suck.
Yeah, and it's really
because
really.
I'm not hating. I'm actually not. But it was impressive how you manhandled Florida State, but their only win right now is is
Well, they
over
suck.
Cal by a little bit. You beat Georgia State. You lose to Syracuse, and then you lay it on VMI. You get a shot at Louisville, a ranked ACC opponent, and then lose that one.
You
So
know, really,
what's the potential here with Georgia Tech?
I don't know, but you know, you say it's infuriating. I'll use it from I'll try to put this from a Miami fan's point of view, right? Let's say y'all didn't have, or no, I mean, even with Damian Martinez, let's say y'all were struggling in the run game, right, Coop? Let's just hypothetically say y'all were struggling in the run game, and y'all's offensive coordinator, his name's Shannon Dawson, right?
Yeah.
Let's say you know Cam Ward is a great quarterback. You know he can put the team on his back, yet for some odd reason, even though the run game isn't working, instead of Shannon Dawson letting Cam Ward put the game on his back and leading the team down to a touchdown drive, they run the ball over and over again, and you go 3 and out, and the camera pans to Cam Ward, and he's sitting there, and you can literally see he's mouthing cuss words. You can literally see he's mouthing cuss words because he's pissed off with how the play calling is. That's Haynes King right now, and that's the thing that pisses me off the most. He's shown he is an efficient passer. He's shown he can lead the team down to touchdown drives, yet they do not allow him to put the team on his back.
Wait, now, was him mouthing cuss words and showing the frustration a hypothetical, like, scenario, or that actually happened?
That's something Haynes King is actually doing. Even last year,
okay. I never
saw him.
I just want to say that this is good news for Miami fans. We want some frustrations. We want some, you know, player-on-player violence, you know, disagreements with the head coaches, all part of the bigger picture, the plan here, okay? This is good stuff.
Well, you know, and, you know, another thing that makes me mad, Coop, we haven't allowed a sack all season. We're protecting Haynes King. Use that. Use your strengths. Why are you trying to force the run?
I said I thought Georgia Tech would have 2 losses when they played Miami. You and I talked about it.
Yeah.
Now I'm not so sure.
We will have probably at least 3, I think 4 at the most. I think we lose to Notre Dame. That will be 3 losses. We should be able to beat Duke, North Carolina, and Virginia Tech. They look bad right now. Assuming we don't slip up with one of those games, I think we should. And none of those teams really have an outstanding offense, and that's the reason I'm saying, because right now our biggest weakness is the pass defense. I believe if our offensive coordinator can get his head out of his ass and actually let Haynes King do his fucking job, I think this offense is good enough to overcome our defensive struggles. You saw that last year with North Carolina last year. We beat them 46-42, and the defense looked freaking garbage. We let Drake May put up a Heisman performance on us. But
I'm just frustrated that all these ACC teams keep losing games. So then when we play them, everybody's just going to say, well, they weren't good anyways.
Yeah, I will say this. When y'all play us, I think I just saw somebody in your comments say our pass D is going to get cooked against y'all. Y'all should. I will say that. Cam Ward he should come into Atlanta, and I'm not going to lie, he should easily put up 350 yards, 3 touchdowns. If he does, then I would be wondering what the hell's going on.
Look,
I'm going to that game.
we all know that all that matters is winning. So it doesn't matter what opposing teams' fans say, because it's part of their job to troll us and mess with us. They're not going to give Miami their flowers, and they shouldn't. But it does suck a little as far as, okay, so if we beat Virginia Tech, well, nobody cares Miami beat Virginia Tech because Virginia Tech lost to Rutgers and Vandy, right? So, okay, well, all right, let's beat Cal. Well, Cal's no good anymore. We were hyping them up because they beat an SEC team, but now they lost to Florida State, so nobody cares. It's looking like it's going to be Louisville.
Y'all are going to beat Louisville. You want to know why, Coop?
Because we're better.
Not just y'all are better, right now, and this is coming from an outside point of view, so you may disagree with me when I say this. You may say y'all's defensive line, which honestly is not a bad thing either. If you get pressure on Tyler Shuck, he showed multiple times during that game when Georgia Tech's D-line got pressure on him, he made bad mistakes. He almost threw an interception.
There will be pressure. There will be a lot of pressure.
But I say y'all's biggest strength right now in terms of facing Louisville is y'all's passing game. Cam Ward is going to eat that defense alive. I saw multiple times Haynes King was eating Louisville alive. Coop, we were eating – dude, he was eating them alive. And then we'd run the ball 4 times in a row, and we'd have to punt the ball. I'm not even lying. He would eat them alive. And then
you should fire your head coach.
5 times in a row.
You should fire your head coach.
Well, our head coach, he has nothing to do with it. He doesn't even call plays. He's one of them CEO types of head coaches. He just oversees everything. It's our offensive coordinator, and I get he's young, he's green, he's going to make mistakes. But come on, these are game-losing mistakes, and it makes me so mad because it's not even Haynes. Last year when he had the turnover problem, we could look at Haynes King and we could say, okay, it was our quarterback's fault. He's playing out of his freaking mind this year. He had 300-plus yards. He had almost 400 yards versus Louisville. 400 yards. We still lost. I didn't get it.
We've been there, Zach. We've been there.
Yeah.
You win some games, you buy
y'all
in,
should destroy Louisville, though.
and everything just comes off the rails. It happens.
Yeah, y'all should destroy Louisville. Cam Ward's going to win the Heisman. I'm definitely rooting for y'all on the side.
Hold on.
Besides when y'all come.
Hold on. Can you repeat the last couple things you just said about the Heisman and the side stuff?
What's his name? Cam Ward. He'll probably win the Heisman. I don't see anybody else getting it. They're saying Travis Hunter, but the thing is that with Travis Hunter, people got to realize Colorado's got to win more than 7 or 8 games for that to happen. It's not happening. Yeah, Cam Ward should win it, and then I'm rooting for y'all on the side. I want y'all to do good. Besides versus Georgia Tech, obviously.
Okay. Thank you. We appreciate that.
Y'all got a good one, man. Y'all got a good one.
I agree. It's we keep saying it feels like it could be special. Not saying it will be, but it could be. The pieces are there, and the schedule is there. Don't care what anybody says about how soft or it is or anything about it. Who cares? We just play these teams that are in front of us. And
what's the rest of y'all's schedule look like?
I mean,
I'm trying to think if there's a slip-up game for y'all, but I don't see. I mean, I guess it would be Louisville. I guess it would either be Louisville. I got to say, and you're probably going to disagree with me when I say this, it's number 1 slip-up game right now is Louisville. I got to say number 2 is Georgia Tech, just for the fact y'all have to come on the road. Y'all's schedule is easy, man. There's no excuses. Y'all should easily win the ACC championship. I mean, this is – and you've got a good team behind it too with a good quarterback. So I mean, this will be a good year for y'all.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah. I agree with everything you said, but it will be interesting. I can definitely argue ACC championship game appearance. We got to see, like, the ACC is just definitely wonky this year. I mean, wins it not, right? But we'll see. I mean, Miami fans have said all off season, our schedule's not tough. That's why we don't really bat an eye when people say, "Oh, look at your schedule." We know what the schedule looks like. We've been talking about it for months leading up to, the kickoff of the 2024 season. We know that. To be fair, there were a few teams we thought would be a little better. Florida State. So it makes it look even easier now, when some of these teams are struggling. It's easy to point and laugh at that at this point. But yeah, I mean,
what time do y'all play Louisville?
I don't think they have a time yet.
Oh, they don't?
No, but that'll be if they stay ranked and then Miami ends up in the top 5 by the time that gets here. Ooh, buddy.
That'll be a night game.
Ooh, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, I think the only games y'all really have to worry about, or I mean, I'm not necessarily saying that y'all shouldn't worry about any other games, but I'm saying, like, in terms of, like, seriously worrying about it, if I had to pick three, I'd say number one, Louisville, number one, Georgia Tech, number three, probably Cal. The only reason I don't have Cal higher, yeah, y'all have to travel. But this day and age with college football and how much teams travel now, y'all just traveled up to New York at the end of last year. I don't really think traveling is as big of a thing now as it used to be. You just saw Florida State and Ireland Florida State, Georgia Tech traveled to Ireland. That really didn't have that big of an impact. It's all just about how your team takes care of it. I don't think that travel to Cal will be that big of a deal. I think y'all can still go and take care of business easily.
And I'm glad we had the pregame adversity against Ball State, 2.5 hour weather delay. Can the team focus back up? And then it was too close for comfort with score going into halftime against USF. And they did some things that, like we said, I realized it was just the crazy touchdown and then all field goals, but it was still, the 22-15 at halftime. So I'm glad that, honestly, that Miami experienced that and came out on top in both of those games. So then now, we do.
You know what it was, right?
What's that?
It's because I came into your stream and I said, wait, is Miami on upset alert? And then literally like 5 minutes after that, I checked the score and y'all were up by like, I don't know, 7-14 maybe. And then I checked again 15 minutes later and y'all were up by like 4 possessions after halftime, I think. I was like, oh, yeah, that's over with.
We were just waiting. We knew it was going to happen, but we didn't know if it was going to be, third quarter, late in the third quarter, fourth quarter once we started flexing on them. But we knew it was coming. So, yeah. Zach, I wish Georgia Tech would have held up their end of the deal and would lose less football games, but it is what it is. It'll still definitely be a hyped up game, if anything, just because of what happened last season. And
I think it'll still be a hype game because at the least, I think Georgia Tech is going to go into that game at the least probably, let's see, 3, 4. I think at the least we're going to go into that game at 6-3, probably at the least. Maybe 5-4 at the very least if we mess up and like lose to Duke or something. And I know Duke is 4-0, all that, but I mean, let's be realistic. They've played absolutely nobodies. Their only good win so far is beating Tennessee State or whoever it was by like.
Yeah, we don't talk about those guys. We don't talk about those guys. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I still think it'll be a good game. Y'all will probably, if I had to put a schedule prediction or a score prediction right now, yes, I do have y'all winning. I think it'll be kind of close due to the fact, it's just I think it'll be a good game. It'll be a night game. I think it'll be close, but I think I would probably pick y'all if I had to pick right now, which sucks to say, but I'm not gonna lie to you. You know what I mean? I'm a realistic fan. Y'all will probably win that one.
I'm just kind of. There's been a major shift, and it's taking.
I've kind of given up at this point, Coop. Not on being a Tech fan, but I put so much into being a Tech fan. It disappoints year after year. So I'm kind of gotten to a point now to where I expect the worst at this point.
It's just such a drastic change. The difference from conversations we had just like a week or two ago.
Yeah, I think this is the first year where we've actually had 2 losses so far where it was like completely, entirely our fault. It wasn't even just that Syracuse, now on the defensive side of the ball, sure. But I feel like this is the first time in a while that we've actually started a season off and it was completely, entirely our fault. And when you have games like that, it's very, very hard to watch.
It is. Well, Zach.
Yeah.
I appreciate you calling in, my man. and filling us in on the Georgia Tech Louisville stuff, because for real, again, with both of those coming up, that's kind of an inside look into what's going on, you know, with Georgia Tech at the moment, since you follow them closely. So I appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, I'll see you. I'll see you throughout the week.
Yes, sir. You have a good one, man.
All right. Peace out, bro.
Bye.
Man, oh man, it just shows how crazy college football is. Because I remember, and understandably so, I'm just saying, I remember when they beat a ranked Florida State in Ireland. You guys remember what the reaction was to that, right? And now it's turned into a loss to Syracuse, a loss to Louisville, and now it's over.
Don't give up, Zach. If Miami can have one good year every 23 years, so can Tech.
That sounds much more weak. I should have looked up like a shotgun, like a 12-gauge shotgun or something. I don't know what kind of freaking gunshot that was, but shots fired. Shots fired from Joel Davis, the Florida State fan. That was supposed to be gunshot sounds, guys. It was going to be all dramatic and cool, and it was going to be like, yo, Joe, oh my gosh, out of nowhere. And then the gunshot was super weak. What the heck was that? Joel! Jumping in with the 99. That's where we say you never know who's listening, right? And he was ready and waiting, and I bet Joel was sitting there just foaming at the mouth. Like how long into that, how deep were we in that conversation, Joel, before you typed that out and you were just waiting to send it? Now, there's a little sneak jab in there to Miami, but Joel knows not to say too much because he knows what's coming later on this season. He knows what's coming up. What's the day again? October 26th, a week after my birthday. No, 10 days after my birthday. 10 days after my birthday. He knows what's coming. He knows what's coming. Yeah, that was one of them little Dollar General cap guns. Yeah. What was that? Joel, I'll sit you atop your throne. That was great, though. You even have Miami fans laughing at that one. Oh, shoot, and I think even Zach has to laugh. He sounded so defeated. Like, the energy from, like... Did we make an exception for Zach to come over and be a Miami fan? Yes or no? I have the bandwagon application saved on my computer. I can send it over. Yeah, I still have the file. Let me see. Do we make an exception for Zach if he wants to be a Miami fan, or is 4 games too late? Let me see. Hold on. I should still have the application. I made this... I made this application back in 2022. Here it is. Yeah, I still have it. Zach, I have your number. Do you want me to send this to you? It takes less than 5 minutes to fill out. All I need is name, age, date of birth, previous team you were a fan of, Georgia Tech, reason for transfer. This is a check all that apply. So my current team sucks, check. Head coach is dumb is debatable. That's up to you. You could add other. You could put about, running the ball and stuff and not letting Haynes King do Haynes King things. You are subscribed to the Coach Coop YouTube channel. That's a yes. Name a player from the 2001 Miami Hurricanes team. I trust that you're capable of doing that. Are you related to Manny Diaz in any way? This is a deal breaker, however. Depending on what you answer here. That's probably the only deal breaker there is that one. And then sign a date. But it's up to the fans. He said no. Okay, he said no. He said no. We wanted to offer. But nah, it should actually still be a pretty hype game, Zach. Cam Ward versus Haynes King is going to be a fun matchup. It will be. Joel, what are you into tonight? We're about to wrap up. Man, he came in. Joel just swooped in. Holy smokes. It woke everybody up. Beautiful things happening in Tally behind the scenes. Keep thinking our program is dead.
This is what it take to wear the U on the side of your helmet.
Tech fans thinking they were good is funnier than Cane fans thinking the U is back for the 20th time since 2001.
Now, what Miami fan said that? I want their Twitter handle. Their X handle. What Miami fan said that? Thank you, Vibe, for the 5. I appreciate you. I challenge you. I know he's just trolling. I know he's just making jokes. But I do challenge you to send me a screenshot of one Miami fan that has said that online. Because I bet you can't. Yeah, we work the night shift around here. So this is not late for us, guys. It's almost 1 o'clock Eastern time. 1 a.m. This is nothing. Yeah, this is nothing. Yep, Justin working the night shift. What did Joel say? Has Joel got you guys worked up? Oh no, what did he say? Unlike Miami fans, I'm at work. Working's for chumps. We should probably wrap this up. You're wired from watching highlights all day. Who's going to the Cal game? Melissa will be there. Melissa will be there. We beating the brakes off FSU this year. Hey, there's always next year. There's always that feeling of hope. Every year, you know? I got you. I was gonna, I'll text you after the stream. I'll text you after the stream, Joe. I don't know what else to say. Fun stream. I appreciate you guys for hanging out with me every Sunday night. We do this late night Canes talk. We fire these up about 10:15. There's no specific plan. It's, we talked about the top 25 tonight. We talked about the USF game. We talked about the ACC as a whole a little bit. We talked about Virginia Tech. We took some phone calls. We cracked some jokes. I think it was a good time. But yeah, Joel, I'll contact you. I'll text you. I appreciate the love tonight from everybody making this stream a good time. Everybody who called, everybody who hung out. Don't kill me, I'm just a vibe. I appreciate you. Joel, top dono of the night, swooping in with the 99. Daytime Cheese, Tucci, Glenn G, Brew, Venom, Melissa, Don, Calderalo, Inked Cane, and Tropigal. Thank you for the support tonight. What did he? Because he likes to hang out at Doak. There's a lot you don't know about Coop. That garnet and gold hat isn't in the trash for a reason. It's funny, Joel, because the other night, there was a guy who he said something about seeing my foot up on his screen after a live stream. And it confused a lot of people. I'm just going to end the stream. Fun week, guys. Fun week. Miami versus Virginia Tech. ACC play is here. Preview video, probably Wednesday. Inside Insight, hopefully Thursday. Oh, we have the call-in show will be Thursday. The call-in show will be Thursday night this week. That's kind of a bummer, but what are we going to do? The game's on Friday. That's what we have to do. That's going to be kind of weird. Everything's going to be off this week. I mean, it is what it is. There's nothing we can do about it. That's going to be kind of odd, though. Let me know if you guys know Virginia Tech fans. Please let me know if you know a super fan. A super Virginia Tech fan. Let me know. Appreciate the love tonight, y'all. Go get some rest. Or if you're at work, hopefully it goes by quick for you. I'll see y'all. I'll see you tomorrow for something. Let's be honest. I can't stay away. I can't. I think about Miami 24/7. I can't get this team out of my head. I close my eyes and I just see Cam Ward throwing darts. Love y'all. I'll see you tomorrow.